What's going on, guys? Heath Shankles here, Freedom Marketer. So the name of this video is how to overcome, making cold calls or basically call reluctance. If you're a realtor, real estate agent out there, or a wholesaler, you know that if you have any experience in this business, the number one realtors in the country and wholesalers in the country make cold calls. Like, that's the number one strategy, to take listings and find deals, no matter what type of deal you're looking for. So you're gonna have to be able to make calls and be comfortable doing it. So I wrote down a couple of things here that I think might help you. This is some of the things that I do that help me make my calls. And because if you knew me personally, you would know that I don't like making calls. I never have. Like, sometimes I'm in a really good mood and I get used to it, get settled down or whatever, but it's never been natural for me. And I've heard some of the top agents in the country say the same thing, that it never came natural to them, and it took them a long time to get used to it. So anyway, what I like to do, me and my wife like to get up early in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, go to the gym, work out. And you don't have to do that. You could do anything. The main thing for me is whether I work out or not is just like getting in the car, driving somewhere, getting around other people, go to the gas station, anything. Just get out and be up and moving, breathing some fresh air first thing in the morning. You could also take a cold shower. A lot of people like doing that in today's world. I don't think it's necessary to jump in, like a cold pool or take a cold shower. I think a warm shower might do fine. But just get up early, get going, and get your sleep routine worked out, and then it should help you wake up. The main point I'm making is, if you get, woke up really well and you're not like half asleep, that's what you're aiming for. Because you go to making calls, and if you're like half asleep, groggy, I forget his name, one of the top real estate coaches in the country, he calls it verbal vomit. Like, you really want to call like a couple absentee owners to begin with before you hit like expired listings or for sale by owners, to get that verbal vomit out. Like, you want to make sure that your first call is not like a very important person that you're calling, like just a random person, which would be like an absentee owner. You want to get through a couple calls first before you talk to someone that's like an expired listing, who's frustrated already that their house hasn't sold, or a stubborn for sale by owner who's going to want to argue with you, about the reason why they don't want to pay you commission or give you a listing and all that, because they're trying to work against having a realtor in the first place. So anyways, like I say, we like getting up early, finding something to do, go out and do something, just to get woke up being the main point. Secondly, make sure that you understand the mindset behind this, that you're not bothering someone when you call them. If you're brand new at this, I don't know, I guess you could be bothering them, but once you actually get good at being a realtor, or I guess a wholesaler, or good in sales in general, like you're actually good at what you're doing, when you call people, you're actually helping them. Like, I've learned that all these for sale by owners out here, all these expired listings out here, like, I am the best realtor for the job, because I've sold so many houses, I've helped so many clients, I've done this and done this and done this so many times, to where you get good at this, you stick with it, and you get good, you're not bothering people, you're actually calling to help them. And if they will get out of their own way and let you work with them, if you're a good agent or a good wholesaler or whatever, you will be actually helping them. So don't ever think that you're bothering these people, or let that hold you back from making your calls. Secondly, you also have to realize that, you're doing this. A lot of people I know, I have a family, I have children and a wife, and a home and stuff to pay for, bills to pay for, and I know a lot of you guys do too. So even if you don't, you still have to realize that whether it annoys someone that you're calling them or not, you have to do it because this is what you do for a living now, and you got to make your checks. You have to be able to make your money, and this is what you have to do it. You're going to get a lot of no's every day. I don't care how good you are on the phone. I don't care how experienced you are, who you are. If you have 1,000 reviews, like, you're still going to get no after no after no. But ever so often you will get a yes, and that should provide the momentum, or the motivation for you to continue on. Okay, so don't ever let the no's bother you. That's the reason why mindset is so important when it comes to being a real estate agent or a wholesaler. Like, you've got to be able to overcome all the negativity and stay positive up here 24/7. So for you out there that get down and out, or get demotivated, or get let down by a no or whatever, like when someone says no to you, you really got to work on your mindset, or this business is going to be continuously tough for you. It's going to be a challenge, to say the least, because it's sales. I don't care if you're a car salesman or what you are. I promise you, everybody goes through it. You're not the only one. The best people in this business are getting no's all day long, and then they hit a yes. And you may not even get a yes today. You may call for hours and still not get a single yes today. However, you should at least get a couple of good leads at the least, depending on how many people you're talking to. You should be able to get some leads, some email addresses to put down. Start work on building your email list. Once that email list gets big, it will snowball for you, and you'll have a lot of people reaching out to you because you're emailing them once a week, once a month. And the goal is get that email list to where you have several thousand people, or 10,000 people or more on an email list. Every one of them that you've actually had a conversation with on the phone at one point, they'll remember you, especially if you'll send them emails consistently, and they will call you one day when they're ready to sell. Some won't, but a percentage of them will. So get as many on that list as you can, and that's what I like to call the snowball effect. It starts off small, but eventually, it starts multiplying itself, and eventually, if you're making your calls every day, you're going to start getting more business than you can even handle, because you'll have people come to you off the email list. You'll pick up a for sale by owner here and there. You'll pick up an expired here and there. You'll pick up an absentee owner here and there. Pick up a probate listing or a wholesale deal here and there. You're always going to be able to pick up all these different avenues where you're getting listings from or getting deals from, and eventually it snowballs, to where you have more work than you can really even handle, and then that's where things get good, and you can start actually picking and choosing the type of work you want to do. So for example, if you have someone that doesn't want to pay you a good commission, you can tell them, kick rocks. I don't have to deal with you because I've got better listings I can take. You start having some options to where you're not just desperate to take a listing, and you can start kind of more so choosing your clients, and that's really what you want. That, like I say, that's where this job gets fun, is being able to pick the clients that you want to work with, and you have more leverage. You have more reviews and experience backing you up. You have more leverage when it comes to having conversations with these people and negotiating commission and all that, so that you end up getting paid better. You take higher dollar listings, and things just seem to be, they work out for you a lot better the longer you stick with this and stay with it. So let's see. Yeah, that's really it, guys. I don't want to overcomplicate this or make it something it's not. You're just talking about call reluctance, not wanting to make cold calls, or the fear of cold calling. And another thing, I don't want to leave this out, objection handling. You need to be able to handle objections, and the way to handle that is write down everything. If you're brand new at this, look up objection handlers online for real estate agents, and you can change those up however you want to where they fit you. But if you don't want to look them up and write them down or whatever, make your calls and start looking at the type of objections. Like when you talk to for sale by owners, you're going to get specific objections. They'll say stuff like, we're going to try it on our own for a little while, or we already have a realtor. We have a close friend of the family or someone that we've known a long time, or my mom or dad, brother, sister, whoever is a realtor. And so if we do decide to list with a realtor, we'll probably use them. Okay, that's an objection. You need to write down your objection handlers for everything that gets said, okay? And for sale by owners, will say certain things like that. Absentee owners will say different things. Expired listings will say certain things, which I can make a whole nother video on this. Objection handlers. But start writing down the different categories of leads that you're calling and start putting objection handlers, and learn those objection handlers by heart. I wish I could tell you how important that is, because that will take away some of the call reluctance. Once you learn your objection handlers, you're no longer afraid of like, well, I just know they're gonna say no, or what if they say no, or what if they say this, what if they say that? Like, you won't be worried about it anymore because you already know what you're gonna say. And I'm in a position now where that's where I'm at in my career, to where like I don't even have to write this stuff down anymore unless I get a good one that I've never heard before, like someone uses an excuse and they have an objection that I've never heard, then I may write it down and study it. But otherwise, I know all mine. Like, I know what I'm gonna say as soon as someone says something. And a lot of times I can read these people so well that I know what they're gonna say before they say it, based off their attitude, the way they answer the phone, just certain indicators. And the longer you do this, the better you'll get at it, and the better you'll be able to read people and pick up on these indicators also. And like I say, it gets easier. It's not easy to begin with. I know it's a scary thing, especially if you've never been in sales. Like I had someone comment a couple of days ago, said, you know, making cold calls is kind of scary for them because they've never been in sales. I'm like, yeah, it would be for me too. There was a time in my life where I had never been in sales. And, you know, if you're someone like me with a southern accent and all this, you know, and, you know, I grew up doing construction, welding, all different sorts of stuff, to where it wasn't, you know, kind of like being a country boy. Like, I grew up deer hunting and stuff like that. Like, it was not normal for me to be making sales calls, phone calls, or doing sales in general. Now then, I've been in business 10 years, and I have a completely different attitude about it because things have entirely changed. Like, anybody can get experienced at this. Anybody can get good at this. I do believe some people may be born with more sales skills or whatever than others, like based on your level of charisma and education. But anybody can get developed and get really good at sales. So you just got to decide whether you're serious about this or not, and whether you want to stick with this for the long run, or if this is just something you're trying out. I can tell you this, if you're serious about this, you can make more money than you'll ever spend. Okay, like you can literally make $1 million a year at this if you'll stick with it and take it seriously and get good at it. So I don't know what you're looking for, but if that ain't motivation for you, I don't know what is. Okay. All right, guys. If you're new to my videos, I know everyone tells you to subscribe, but please subscribe. If you want to hear more content like this, hit the bell notification. It'll alert you when I make another video. And please comment what you think about this in the comments, and also tell me if you have other video ideas you would like for me to make a video about anything. Like I said, I've been in sales for 10 years, so I'm an open book. So just ask, okay? All right, guys, love you, appreciate it, peace.